agus mi trí hit PowerPoint. Usually get them PowerPoint now. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So simple harmonic motion. So working to the head patterns and chapter ruler say clampal chicken desk. So switching the hanya to she's T wind them ruler. Jet to go the harder though. That's a go spring out back so good position reached. I guess chapter focus as to she's good stoppish. So she wrote the her image. So I wrote the her image restoring forcer. Just book my show massa. So the directory so tiny can 0. So there's the magic 0 and charge in a gun bogu. She's rubber fades talk to G later on. So we program she said by displacement S. So there's tiny she's and Ghluaisne and real forces. So it's experience a force upward force. So in the first limit then your ruler she's to force the bruise as the ruler get her back in original position. I get a hand to rash Maravisha Gitasi. She know the hermit and force askar, so the restoring force effort. Okay. Now, Monamin and G lighter and more. Now, switchy the push J Harlow data the Yanashin Intafada, J Harlow on ruler, that Tanya she's.
Snap.
That would snap, yeah. The Muchajantas would snap like a Muchajantis plastic, Lubisha, Agus Nivisha to hold back. So that means you exceeded the restoring force because you're able to hold a rash. So, Monamin and G lighter and Armónach being forced to ask her a go there gira. So she no punch in her tartation. So then force to ask her the restoring force is directly proportional to the displacement. So if you double the displacement, you double the restoring force. Treble the displacement, you treble the restoring force. So this is a go there gira lin hela. Okay. Now, so make it to a jaw to lat spring or lungan. So the lungan or crow go carting gira. So on fad nether talk to and fad the lungan. So the natural length of the spring. Now, ma harnum says she's a spring piece of fad. Now, usually she's a lab who spring or going to the show has been. But reached basic with him. Now, harnum has a spring she's piece of here, I guess like a hula, right a back in position short reached. But behind to raw at that, near a high shape back to its natural position. So kite between the kuruma. Okay. Now ten young and sheen to had and fad nether in G light or S. So my sweet says in G light or S and shaw, then restoring force got a hot back to its natural position. So Ghluaisne and Lincoln force a getty and fad bonu a hor on a reach, I guess and force to ask her rest. Now, being forced to ask her a go there G and G lighten, I guess feminine say and draw hore and G lighten. So it acts in the opposite direction of the displacement. Okay, so she wrote the hermage elasticity. Okay, now so ocean cheek Julie Hooke. Okay, now so could you and Julie Hooke? The rare Julie Hooke my yenin and G lighten S rod a lubu a hinu no a hovru being an forced to ask her F a gorer G and G lighter ad is na seri char and charan elasta. So as long as you don't exceed the elastic limits. Smeeches her elastic band is stretched into moha. It's like a hula and it rise back to its natural position. Now, we're stretching to elastic band raw at the brushisha and therefore you have exceeded the restoring force, okay, or its elastic limits, okay. So shouldn't kill to actually hook. So Oatley hook test going to force the codon at G light and it directly proportional. So American to Armónach, which add them here. So just one to you stop. So American to say pen. So American to the player test can go to force it go there gira lesson fad S. Okay. Now erase the music around displacement in G equals because can we go the constant or the now be constant force in the opposite direction of the displacement. What the displacement she's then force the got so it's the opposite shouldn't we just say minus K maybe for S where K is the elastic limit. So branch and K or G hour to the goose edge. Because when you hour different, the K got a bit different. So K would be your elastic limit. Okay, motion solid again. Okay, now, so Shimplí Hooke. So ocean chapter Merkin to shan the texture line K Keher. When a spring is stretched 10 centimeters beyond its natural length, the restoring force is 50 newtons. Now, assuming that the spring obeys Hooke's law, find the restoring force when the extension is 12 centimeters. So in this problem, we can ignore the minus sign. So the F cosma Ks, so 50 for K by 0.1 because 5 10 centimeters and 0.1 meters. I guess it is the K cosma quick K. So tasking this elastic limits or restoring force at the on spring shot is quick K. So thus F equals 500 S. So to S cosma da yig, the restoring force is going to be 60 newtons. Okay. Now, Jiglif Trial one as Kishaheen, I guess Kishadonson, with my quick one which you div, and then Rama free Kishaheen, I guess Kishado. Okay. So just when you get Trial as Kishaheen, I guess Kishadonson. My quick one which it. So Declan Jane formula when musical research engine.
Yes, I think.
F. So couldn't share F cosma minus KS. I test going to K cosma K vile. So test going to go the force when the displacement is 2 centimeters. So these tests going to go the force cosma K vile. He got now into the done minus sign in the question. So the F cosma K vile and there for displacement. So J 2 centimeters in meters is 0.02 meters. So just be clear in relation. So the raise to F cosmla, so K vile made for 0.02, I guess you to Artmo Newton. Kishti heed party, and then you okay lesson. Okay, part of the door. The displacement when the force is 1,000 newtons. So raise F cosma K vile S. Okay, I guess the force in us cosma millinewton. Cosma K vile S. So the S cosma mille is going K vile, so shin hin is going to K here. Which is cosma 0.25 meters. Which is cosma Fisic quick centimeter. Okay. So shin part a do done kiss. So breast straightforward. I had okay like kiss over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Kiss over a do. So when the spring is stretched 6 centimeters beyond its natural length, the restoring force is 8 newtons. Okay, so here draw the kind of job room. So the F cosma minus KS. Okay, so Higlin grind doesn't lean there. So with the force to 8 newton, tasking goal S cosma 6 centimeter. So you to minus K, I guess you to 6 centimeter 0.06. So raised the majadan as K, Higlin now into the negative sign. So the K cosma art is 0.06, which the cosma K traha 3.3. Okay. And then you okay lesson. And therefore to my job with this was in part of the here. Kishtada party here. I guess Kishtada party da. To my the extension when the restoring force is 15 newtons. So reached F cosma K traha 3.3 S. I guess there's a quick newton going cosma K traha 3.3 S to S cosma quick around the K traha 3.3. So the S will go over more question is on the calculator. I guess you to heat jig punch it da a quick centimeter. or 0.1125 meters, which is 11.25 centimeters. Okay, so sin ceist exercise 13.1. Okay, now, so sin simple harmonic, or Hooke's law. Okay, so sin rud a chaitú all the má beheart. Now, here dal sin simple harmonic motion. Okay, so research back in PowerPoint. I guess we go lower for simple harmonic motion. So, mark it to the PowerPoint and show us, right? So, to mass M or crocha or longan. So, to you mit weight bag is crocha mit your spring in shoha. Now, to any the one on 0, so unit in shoshin force is Ghluaisne ag 0. Okay, on the wall forces to us or mass the war and longan quadrumly mehan and mass. So, the force up is equal to the weight of the mass. Now, Mas teacher and mass ag O agus E or fósan sin fanny she mar a wall she. So my agent to shaw, yet you go to walk away to be. Okay. Now, so shaw ended the dichotomy arta. So there's the equilibrium position. Okay. I talked to the role. Now, ma harni within your she's O g B. Now, my tarnish and mass and us har O g B. I guess my skill chare did the world to go happen out. So smith just a spring you could I guess the way to go the judging spring. Tarn she's a spring I guess like hula, but the gola harlot to go hash the book bounce all so as a she's. Could you back could you position over east? Okay. So Tasha she crease so as she's at the Aegis B. So Tasha shall book so as she's could you stop and chat egg over east. Now Cahin a tear cree so as she's machine. So smith just in the particles then show jantamas, Tasha actually buggy so as she's. So Jerta go shake Ghluaisne fui Ghluaisne Armónach Shimplí. So near the run at the bounce so as she's Gaji stop Jeremy go shake Ghluaisne le Ghluaisne Armónach Shimplí. Simple harmonic motion. Okay. Now will then you be at the sample a lower to the rodnart wagon la simple harmonic motion. Jamesy, any idea?
No.
Dada, idea be agus in the Jack?
Bungee jumpers, no? Bungee jumpers?
Bungee jumper, yeah. I suppose, yeah, because it's generally elastic more, and then the layman should try to cheese, and then it's just like a cheese, could you stop and shit. Yeah, that's shouldn't sample one. Well, then you be able to sample a lower too. I suppose our idea be good to
Also, there's a like pendulum bugger.
Pendulum, shouldn't kill me McCarthy. Excellent. Pendulum. Now, chain rod the kite we could have for the pendulum is Cahin Ellen of it inta big. So, smooth yesterday or mechanical is a pendulum, which I add to my whiteboard. I can't mechanical is a pendulum, like I say, bugger through a small angle. Cahin Ellen of it inta big. And I mean big as in no more than 5 degrees. Okay. So, now the pendulum rotates out. So, my is a grammar cord agus waiter agus just toga húlers is like húla. Conya shakal nonsense now if I tell book. So she need Ghluaisne last simple harmonic motion. Agus be image go such in London experiment in us. Okay. So reach my orla. Sin sample that running at the wagon la simple harmonic motion. Actually in the tide to go to master sha a hanlay piece again that again. They actually move with simple harmonic motion. Okay. So Ghluaisne Armónach Shimplí. So what is simple harmonic motion, right? So the punching shot. So Jerta will carpet Ghluaisne fui Ghluaisne Armónach Shimplí, mate and Ghluaisne te fui a go rear gira listen add wa hen could you punch a fast here and corner. So on its own path. Agus mate and Ghluaisne te fui gira a draw and punchation a goni. So rudder junction if the acceleration is directly proportional to the distance from a fixed point on its path, and its acceleration is always directed towards that point. Okay, so it's reached box the boy kite you know them off by heart. Now, Neritan force when the acceleration ar an luasceadú I ggóir díra leis an fad from a fixed point, so sin displacement. So usimid omega squared and sin as the constant. Okay, so the reached what is you able to usuadum a whiteboard echalte? Yeah. So the reached make it as that acceleration is directly proportional to the distance, measuring distance from a fixed point on its path. Because what the image image directly proportional, a go gira la equals because the time should come because it reached up and in the opposite direction, kind of negative sign of the because it reached the time shot usimage from your simple harmonic motion usimage omega squared is the constant. Okay, so it's minus omega squared medifa s. Okay, now merkin to earlier hena kid cara art and the text lower. British formula that was to give. Okay. Now, chorus to be at a uwal dudley Hooke. So any system that obeys Hooke's law, tasha goni golve Ghluaisne fui Ghluaisne harmónach Shimplí. Okay. So must we say rot the screen and so to F cosmla minus K medifan displacement S. Now test going equal force cosmla mass medifal luascaru. With the cosmla minus K agus S. Agus next test going equal an acceleration and shaw. Marking through my screen. An acceleration cosmla minus omega squared S. So he can shin a swapple and shaw. Okay, agus test going to equal omega squared. Golve cosmla K around or M. Okay, so it reached a K is gone. K is gone M and so very much a mass is for you. So you to K is gone M. I guess the reason yeah S a calumar. So just listen has been reached, or the actually has been rubbing his fair. So the reached has going to go a mass and shan. So he can A swap for your minus omega squared S. Cosmla minus K S. So the yeah S reality. So he can shan a calumar. I guess the reached he can minus omega. Or minus M of what you master you to omega squared cosmla K is gone M. Okay, I guess you know the before the K slash M invention, not KLM, K is gone M at on into the notes, so just your note of this. So shin when you rather be awoken la simple harmonic motion. So chorus to be at a uwal dudley Hooke, Ghluaisne fui simple harmonic motion. Okay, now merkin to earlier in a kid car art to grind sampling chin that ruddy awoken. So sampling the carpal Ghluaisne fui Ghluaisne harmónach Shimplí. So reach master kun lingan at her crease as the shees. Nihigla just stretch or a spring. Alright, so kaitave rubug nis canyon mahi questionis to sample the rodnert at bogu la Ghluaisne harmónach Shimplí. Kaitave rubug nis canyon just stretch or a spring. Bogus she's mass can younger at a crease she's. So it's the mass at a Ghluaisne simple harmonic motion. And yeah, bangan or gatlog songa. So a race tuning fork, Gaulog tune to it's a tuning fork. So Hanny should like tuning fork or whatever, yes? Or Hanny should like tuning fork? Yeah. So Chevy is a tuning fork, my taplin and top by Britlin, a yeah, top nonsenal. Okay, so the reach is in a bugula simple harmonic motion. Ghluaisne shasta kirkla a halgan trastos. Okay, so it is to mention the projection of uniform circular motion on a diameter. So Costlin figure Cheftuin in a diagram in the text of 13.5. Cheftuin shadow the P or the Q. Solus ledger is equal heart and kirkle. Cheftuin shadow bogu nonsenal. I guess the Jerry just initial line trom call punchy P trasnet nonsenal. Okay. Here can a little luska dan so in the pendulum, ek Ghluaisne Ellen bug luska. Murder per 11 the tides, ek linu, I guess and trega, she were and like. I guess it can journal na a magnet at her croho or cotamagy or gutsnage, or Dr. G light bug da on an Ghluaisne. So rud is sin a ret really is smi just a magnet. So just in my diagram book thief. So Armónach go spring you good agus canglan to magnet. So Armónach screw magnet agus immersion cangle to let's cord the harter. Okay. Now Matashin point on north south. Okay. Now my walking test shin rubber cart agus licula it'll reflect back non-snal could you hinge back to its north south position. So shin rodella bogan la simple harmonic motion. Okay. Well an okay lesson. So shin the Shimplí the roddy awoken la simple harmonic motion. Now eration sampling shin cuic lusher the circle har luas tarisha so the circle heart la constant speed chefitun scale non-snal ag bogu la simple harmonic motion. Pendulum bug lusku la ellen inta bug. So half a 5 degrees is usually half a card for your pendulum leve bogu la simple harmonic motion. Now rather punch at the third and shun. There's me kind for the cycle away in the period. So period and luaskadan is the hincho A G B agus back G A reached. Okay, so to go A G B agus back G A reached. That's what we call one period of an oscillation. So talk to the far down or Merlin Ghluaisne o A G B Xarash G A reached. So a period and time the off-glue online away. So the period for one oscillation, so one oscillation galo A G B gets back reached. I guess the period of that is a major Armónach and hollow A G B I guess back G A reached. I guess Cheffimich later on chat and sugar in there's the experiment, hopefully be back your skull. Cheffish kindle la oscillations of hunters I guess a timer. Okay. Negation Ramageration could you couple of points emulsion carpally Ghluaisne Armónach Shimplí le carmid de a cosma minus omega squared s Mershin 10 period t then Ghluaisne tuck egg so testing will a period t cosma da pi so shin da pi funny radius 360 degrees is gone o omega. Okay, now ocean test going to carpet Ghluaisne le Ghluaisne Armónach Shimplí le period t agus manikiart f. So what's the frequency? So shin made kinal the cycle or oscillations that's able to use a second. So the frequency f is the number of cycles occurring per second, and frequency is measured in cycles per second. So one cycle per second is called the hertz. Okay, so the manikiart toast in hertz is being charted Ardlas in the form chapter form nismolle. So it is general telephone machine that a trevshe wine period t cosmla hin is gone f. Agus sin made cycle it is able to yenu a second. Okay, so it is in tower. A race he gets in frequency cosmla hin is gone t he gets just the formula is swapal heart. Okay, a race station is tucked edge in the lower formulas. Okay. Now, I guess in Shin take experiment like Jenny. So never got a hot free chin, ram a free chin live moiras, it's a wrong moira, or the kid in you, and then in my grind kishni mats, I guess in my grind kishni mats, I guess in my experiment it's in chart and sugar. Okay, well, out the kidney actually to screw to Kane chapter journal room, I just screw to it.
Pressure.
Kane chapter.
Pressure.
So pressure, gravity gets moment. So to screw to genu or work, energy and power. Now we should get it shouldn't get the kidney shot or should get the gas shot.
Yeah, gas shot.
Yeah, gas shot right. Okay, so sharten it the kidney down by screw to bumajadi and your skull actually. Yeah, there is any sound online. Tick the box. Right, that'll do. Okay, so sharten, name it back in the scholar, hopefully bring me back to loon, and then be screwed out of the kidney or capajala hinjig, and then to make up to date intervention. We can let any chart negation in circular motion, and then like to get the way dossy so to make all the yard. Okay, so if I go injection in you, the grind kissney match legend 13.2. So the much you get was the Rami free 13.2 sa wrong the Rami free chin sa wrong the kid you actually shin panic be. So which and shin lo ball be go just follow the definitions. I guess you made 13.2 sa wrong hit lala. Was okay?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So 5 magic shin I guess be more can't live the kid.
All right, good morning.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sign us.